Hi, and welcome to Untethered with Jenless, the podcast that's here to help you break free, be you, and unleash your inner brilliance. I'm your host, Jen, and in this episode, we're continuing to go through my top lessons from the year 2023 in this holiday minisode. I'm going to talk to you about how to know when you should be the leader. Let's dive in. I do want to remind you, if you haven't yet, go sign up for the Word of the Year party. It's completely free. It's January 3rd in the evening. You can go to jenless.com/party to sign up. Come and join us. We're going to be setting intentions for an amazing 2024. Hey there, Unicorn. It's Jen. Welcome back to the podcast for another holiday mini-sode. So far, we have talked about being ready. We've talked about how to see your own value. We've talked about letting yourself be a shot of whiskey. And we've talked about how sales does not have to be painful. Some of my top lessons so far from 2023. If you haven't caught those episodes, each one is under 10 minutes-ish. And they are packed with really good things for you to think about as you come to the end of this year and go into 2024. What I want to talk about today, this is not a new lesson for me. In fact, it's one of my favorite things to teach people and to encourage people to do when they have the opportunity. However, there are some new things that I learned about it for myself and some great examples of opportunities for myself. And here's the lesson. If no one else is leading the way, you are the leader. That's it. That's how to know when you are the leader. When you are meant to be the leader, when you have the opportunity to be the leader, is when you look around and you notice that nobody else is leading the way. Guess what? That's not your opportunity to complain and whine and bitch and moan. That's actually your opportunity to step in and take the lead. This is a huge change from who I used to be, because I talk about the whining and complaining and bitching and moaning because that was me for most of my life. I have been a born leader. I was meant to be a leader because I could see all of these opportunities to improve things. And I didn't fully understand that that was what was being called of me when I saw those opportunities, is to step in and be the person to change, be the person to hold space, be the person to raise the issues. It came up for me in many ways this year, but one of them, I'm using a platform for my new product, Brilliant Breathwork. It's a membership where you can come and get amazing breathwork multiple times a week, lots of good stuff happening in Brilliant Breathwork. And I'm putting it together and I launch it and I'm having issues with the community. There's some functionality issues and I was so frustrated. I still continue to be frustrated. However, I could have just been frustrated. I could have just left the platform, but instead what I did is I engaged the service provider and let them know the problems that I am having. I've had conversations with them, letting them know the problems that I'm having. And guess what? Some of them have been miraculously fixed since I had some of those conversations. Now, is every problem fixed? Might I still eventually leave that platform? I don't know. But I took the lead. I made the decision to reach out. I acted. And I offered the company my vision. I told them what I'm looking for, the experience that I'm looking for the people who are in my membership and where their product is falling short. That is a small example of being a leader. Maybe it's a little bit Karen. And at the same time, the companies, they need us. They need people to let them know what's working and what's not working. I've been on the product creation end of a digital product. Back when I worked in corporate, I was helping to create new software, and we need people to use the product and let us know. So be a leader in that way. But another way, I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but these are the opportunities that come up all the freaking time for us. Say you're in a coaching program and you're put into pods and you're frustrated because nobody is reaching out. This pod isn't coming together. It's falling apart. It feels like nobody is being the person to pull it together. Guess what, my friend? If you're annoyed with that, you are meant to be the leader. You are meant to step up and lead. So what are the qualities that you can impart in yourself to step up and lead? Well, taking courageous action. Step up and say, I'm going to be the person to put this together, because leaders act. Leaders are decisive. They have integrity. You see an opportunity, you see something that is failing yourself, that is failing the other people in the group. I see something that is failing people in terms of a digital product. I have integrity to speak up for those people, because that is having empathy. It's having empathy for yourself. It's having empathy for others. Empathy and integrity, courage, those are all aspects of leadership. You also are flexible and adaptable and always learning. That is definitely things that I have experienced this year, allowing myself to take courageous action and put myself into situations where I know I'm going to have to be flexible and resilient and adaptable and always learning. So, are you being called to leadership? Are you looking around at something and seeing that nobody else is leading the way? You're the leader. And maybe you don't feel fully prepared to be the leader. It's quite possible that you don't feel fully prepared to be that person. But guess what? You gain all of these things: flexibility, adaptability, courageousness, resilience, empathy, how to be in integrity with yourself, how to be decisive. You learn those things by starting to lead. You don't learn those things before taking those steps to do it. So if you feel like this might be you, maybe set course for in 2024 for you to take some opportunities to be that decisive person, to take action, and to be the leader. Now let's close this episode with an opportunity for some mindful breath. So getting comfortable in your space wherever you are, maybe resting your back just a little bit more onto the back of your seat. Maybe you notice that you're kind of holding yourself, letting yourself relax down into your seat, into your chair. If you prefer to have a back straight, just letting your shoulders relax. Taking a deep inhale into your nose, filling your belly, and exhaling completely with a sigh. Maybe this topic of leadership gets you a little bit tense, a little bit nervous. Maybe it makes you feel empowered. Whatever those sensations are, breathing in the sensation that you desire to feel as a leader, inhaling that into your nose, filling the belly, letting it expand, and exhaling any tension or tightness, relaxing into the surface beneath you, behind you. One more of those big, deep breaths in, filling the belly, and exhaling completely. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you're listening, you're likely somebody who has some opportunities to step into your full embodied leadership. And congratulations for that. I'm so grateful to have you here and listening to this podcast. If there's something that you heard in this podcast that you think might benefit someone else, you're welcome to take a screenshot of it, share it on social media, and tag me, Untethered Jen, on Instagram. You can find that link in the show notes. I will always reshare your post if you tag me. Thanks once again for listening. You just keep shining your magical unicorn light out there for all to see. I'll see you next time.